Total cash balance in the government consolidated account in the United States, 40,044,365.90. 2018, and government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 billion United States dollars. This administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges. It's help citizens who are time together and have still rise cornerstone of leadership, keeping the peace, holding the process, and the I am immensely proud and going to maintain that Israel remain at peace with itself and peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, will never turn against our own people. External actions firm, fine,
Key to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
Job get very hard to host MC to the main school. So the main one for you to host from the web school. Yeah. He said, I'm on join you to host it to the web main school. We get money to the school that we go take it from there. I said, man, I put it back for the same lecture. How can I put it to catch him? You put it do before the man for me back. I was on the 18th. More.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who work for you to host it.
Yeah, call me on the 18th. Yeah. Now in a now, now I'm 8:30. They may call me. He said, oh, my man, I'll let you be there and call you by. So that time you go to work. I go to work. I go to work.
You before working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, after now working there to carry to now go to the man.
To go steal now.
No, I'm not go steal. I'm not go steal. I mean, I go to yeah.
I see man say them go steal.
You got the question the thing you want for me to explain for you to understand then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I see.
When they call you in there,
When they call me in there, he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are three.
he told the message you're three.
Yeah. So he said, I'm working you tea to carry to
The message
You can do anything for pleasure. Pay just for fun, that pleasure is sin. And that's how you see some of our friends. I like one video I'm told trending. I have not seen it yet. But these are just the example of what this is. Pleasure without conscience. And then any man in the right frame of mind will never endeavor into pursuing pleasure in these forms and manners. Knowledge without character. There are people that have knowledge, but they are very uncharacter, very unmannered, indisciplined. That is a sin. Commerce without morality. You have commerce, businesses, investment. You lack moral principle. Science without humanity. Worship without sacrifice. Politics without principle. It's important. These are among the seven sins, the seven social sins. We'd like to focus this morning on politics without principle. Politics without principle is what have gotten us where we are. It's what being practiced by the leaders of today. The Baka has got no principle, no he, no they, confused old man. A pleasant good morning to all of you, those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, and of course our followers. Lots of interesting things to talk about. Too many of them happened over the weekend. Revelations, comments, analysis, reactions, and all of them to be looked at this morning. Following the yellow machine Deba, the yellow machine Rickman rule, the yellow machine conundrum, or whatever you want to call it. It's the yellow machine confused entanglement. Best way to put it, the yellow machine's entanglement. The broadcast yellow machine's entanglement. Good. It's good to see it that way. It's the broadcast yellow machine. last Saturday to a rousing welcome. Scores of partisans, supporters, followers, and of course, ordinary citizens amidst his servant leadership. And for me, I think it's too early for these things to be happening. Again, you look around, you want to understand why they are happening. The man who was just defeated in the election is being glad. And in a mammoth way, welcome back to the country. If that does not raise any eyebrow to you, then you are a stupid man. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Waka arrogant ministers. We are so very stupid and dumb, refusing to accept the reality that we are George. Remains the big kids, face and personality in the politics and history of this country. And you can feel it, So you all that maybe you do not like we are, you have to start praying for we are for an iota of we are grace upon your life or the life of your child or somebody related to you. Just pray for an iota of that grace, the grace that we are carrying. Instead of hating him, it's rather you pray that, oh Lord, I wish and pray that my son or my daughter will have the grace of we are. Like people will pray for the wisdom of Solomon. You can pray for the grace of we are upon your life. That your filthy life will become different. History will know you. The world will know you. The world will know your child. So you see, so I don't get it when people, how you sit down, you hit somebody that is extremely successful, extremely. You know why the AFL was disbanded? These are some of the reasons the AFL was disbanded. Because that AFL could not reflect the true essence of what a national army should be. Because they had SAR. They were associating with a SAR against another SAR. And you see? So I hope they had command of the army. They are cognizant. A lot was invested into the rebuilding, the restructuring, and of course, reformation of the new Liberian army. And we hope and pray that the men and women in charge now will not allow politics to derail their professionalism, to derail their conscience, and take our army back to the old days. Because if we must reach a point where we have to disband this army because they are being political, I doubt if we have the capacity and whether the United Nations now will be prepared to help us just as they did with the last one. So you see, you don't allow your selfish desire to put the country into trouble. These plus other issues making the news this morning in our country for you folks. This is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Austin Kawa will join in at some point for the conversation straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. And so while we do all of that, do not forget the Freedom Cash giveaway is on. Today is 4,000 Liberian dollars, 4,000 Liberian dollars. And you don't want to miss out on that. The short code is *799 to follow the instructions and be one of our lucky winners this morning on the Freedom Cash giveaway. So let's take a break from Crime Stop for Liberia. When we come back, we rumble through the issues and other ones making the news in our country for you this morning. Crime Stop for Liberia, the T-shirt partner and sponsor for the work we do here. Let's go in for this break. We will be right back.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community below, you can see. So if you see crime unfolded, don't take law in your hand for the right authority. But it can't take care of it. Crime stopper here for us. Bring it safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia, the official partner and sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, folks. Yes, it's good to be here. And so, so let's see. So, also over the weekend, the government of Liberia confirmed the resignation of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Wema Kamara. And so at the same time, the government, the president also announced an acting minister of finance, acting minister of finance. In one, let me see if that these things right. Let's page. Let me see where we are. So Friday, July 4th, 2024, Executive Financial Monrovia President Joseph Newman Boakai has named Mr. Anthony Myers as acting Ministry of Finance and Development Planning following the resignation of Minister Buema Kamara. So that goes to confirm for all of you that the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Buema Kamara, did resign and has left as Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia, following which the President nominated Mr. Meyer, who is currently the Deputy Minister for Fiscal Affairs at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. And so he's also expected to work in his new role to ensure the stability of the economy and strive to put Liberia on a sustained path of growth, development, and prosperity. That's the expectation. I don't know how long he's going to be acting and all of that. This amendment, according to the executive mansion, takes immediate effect as of Friday. President Waka also calls on the acting minister to continue to demonstrate diligence, commitment, integrity, professionalism, and loyalty in service to the country. So that's exactly what it was for you and those of you who missed out on that news over the weekend. And also in foreign development, uh, in the U.S., it's important to let you know. I know some of you must follow. It's important to let you know that America goes to election in November of this year, and I don't know whether it's pre-campaign or campaign activities are on or rallies are taking place. On yesterday, they yesterday the former president of the U.S., the former president Donald J. Trump, uh, Donald J. Trump survived an assassination attempt. So let me see what the BBC is saying here. The Trump says he will bring the country together at Republican convention after shooting. So it goes on the tragedy at Trump rally, uh, Uping's election campaign for now. So Biden urges Americans to lower temperature after Trump shooting, and Thomas Matthew Crooks. What we know about the Trump attack. I think this guy is believed to be the one who fired the gun and all of that. First panic, then furious. What I witnessed at Trump's rally. This BBC reporter, how you call him, Gary Donald. You all know that Gary Donald. This is Gary's perspective. Gary's first panic, followed by fury, and then comes in with what he, as journalist, assigned their experience or witness at the Trump rally. How conspiracy theories and hate dominated social feeds after assassination attempt on Trump. And Secret Service faces question after Trump assassination attempt. Video shows Trump rally shooter on roof. Video show, oh yeah, you see the guy here lying on the rooftop of some other building somewhere nearby. The guy who did the shooting and all of that. So this goes a long way in talking about election violence, election, and the need to protect opposition or your opponent in the face of what, so we can bring it home and see how when you start to, as a government, as a sitting president, if you start to show open disrespect to your opponent, you're creating you're indirectly radicalizing your followers, and you're making them to develop an extreme sense of hate against your opponent, and your public ridicule of your opponent will also create justification for some of them to endeavor into these kinds of unacceptable and undemocratic practices. So you see, Labrador can learn from this, particularly this reckless government that we have. This government who, and, just, I mean, what will happen to you if you allow the courtesy of a former president, the immediate past president, a PRP, and, people, somebody that coming past to go, you create unnecessary scenes, create unnecessary scenes for yourself, and then you are swelling the popularity of your opponent. You are paving the way to Mr. Ria's, and comeback. I said this thing. I said this thing from the very beginning. I said, look, the revival of Ria chances is in the hand of Waka. The way Waka treats governance, the way Waka treats Ria, we say we will go a long way in Ria chances to come back. Because if you think you are hating Ria, you're ridiculing him, public sentiment will start to go the way of Ria. I don't know how you're so educated, you don't know all the way. The time we are got elected, if we are going to start showing Ellen this thing, disrespect, right, and ridicule, trust me, we are. I mean, the Ellen base are going to swear, they're going to consolidate, they're going to hold together, they're going to find reason to say, oh, because the public disrespect, they are not going to tolerate. And this is exactly the same thing you're doing with Ria. And you claim to be sophisticated, you claim to be experienced for the 2 years plus. Wasted, useless experience. That's what the old man has. And you see, so this is what we talk about when we say age is different from experience. Age is also different from knowledge. You can be old, but you can be stupid. You can be old and you can be ignorant. You can be young and you can be very, very intelligent. You can be young and you can be far-sighted. But you can be old and you can be very, very dull. And disorganized. And I have Waka look. Waka old people expect that because you old, he has lived so long, so you have a lot of experience, you know how to hold the country, you know how to hold things, bring things together, and solve problems, come in, because he has still long around the corridor. But unfortunately, Waka is in the category of old and empty people. Old in age, but empty head on his shoulder. You see, when you have a situation like that, then there's a problem. And this is what we have. This is exactly what we have. And that's why you continue to see some of the scene and some of the drama and some of the things that are happening. And the president will be smiling. Whenever these things happen, the president will go and he'll be smiling and stuff. You run away, you go sit on bombing, then you send the people to disrespect the former president, do all kinds of things, and you think you're doing good for yourself and all that. But listen, I have a message for you, not particularly you, because you Waka is a waste of time. The only thing that differentiates Waka from the old man out there who is used his life and all that is the unprecedented opportunity for, by some angry people on the place that pass around, rally around this man and made him undeservingly president of our country. Man who has no connection, no contact, nobody knows him, no serious human being in the world can say, oh, that black man is somewhere. For example, the current earlier president, you have war leaders that you say, oh, yeah, or and blah blah. And we have become president in Africa, for example, we have people say, oh, Matissa, that we are pretty. And we hear people say that. If you hear people say Emmanuel Macron, that we are men, and in the Middle East, you can see you see people. And so these things were there, right? Oh God, they sound issue again on the live. Yeah. I don't know. This sound issue again. People say the sound got problem on the line, right? Yeah, yeah, two here and come to work. Uh, okay. So this is where we are. So let me see what kind of little man adjustment I can make, right, to save us the opportunity. Let me see. Let me see whether that would be okay, right? Let me see if it's okay, folks. Please let me know. It's much better. So yeah, and you see, and people, lot of things happening in the country, and when you sit down, you think about how the country is proceeding. You know, we're headed for trouble. We're headed for danger, and a lot of us will expect that when these things are happening, these things are going on. You expect leadership to come in. You expect, quality leadership to come in. You expect to see the experience and everything people talk about this 79 years old Baptist Beacon. You expect it come to bear. But unfortunately, all the so-called all the so-called professionals and independents that were around here, not knowing they were looking for jobs and pretending to be in the interest of the country, they've all shut their dirty stinking mouth. They're not talking anything again. This old man is running the country just anyhow, and stupidness happening all over the place. They're not saying anything because they got jobs, and they call themselves independent and professional people, ethical people. Damn fools! They were all here talking nonsense, right? They were all here talking nonsense and all of that. Yeah, man, the processing, the sound is terrible, right? So yeah, let's go into our conversation now, beginning with let's go into our conversation beginning with this one here from the Council of Churches. No, let me start with Waka's letter to the mansion. Let me start with Waka's letter to the house. Sorry, yes, I mentioned the House of Representatives. Just speaking. Let me start with Waka. I will read Waka's letter. You be digesting it, then we move to go for something else and then we come back. Yeah, let's do it like that. Yeah. So we now have it. Okay. So the president wrote the letter on the 11th of July. Okay. Okay. The letter was read on the 11th of July, but the letter was drafted on the 9th, July 9, 2024. Okay, Republic of Liberia, JNB slash MOS slash RL slash 1 1346 slash 2024, July 9, 2024. Honorable Jonathan Fonati Kofa, Speaker, House of Representatives, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Speaker, and please give your undivided attention to this read. It's very, very important, folks. You know, our job is when these things happen, we take our time, we explain them for you, the implications, and of course, the effects. Exactly what we do. Take our time, word by word, line by line, paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence, we tell you. If somebody say his letter was in good faith, so let's wait now. What are you watching? If the letter are in good faith, that's why we are here this month. So let me read it and then you'll be taking time. Then we'll go to our RA and have our conversation because we got to end the breakfast in broadcast office. So the letter reads subject acquisition process of the yellow machines. I refer to the acquisition of earth moving equipment, commonly referred to here as yellow machines. Some members of the legislature has raised questions about the process and acquisition of the equipment. Okay, that's the first line. Go to paragraph 2. Let me first and foremost assure you and members of the legislature that we are scrupulously pursuing the acquisition process for these machines guided by the principles of transparency and good faith. The president said, Mr. Speaker, the way me and my team we are pursuing the process of acquiring yellow machines for our country, we want to assure you and your colleagues that we are doing this keeping in mind the principles of transparency, and we are also doing it in good faith. The initiative originated from a conversation between me and a long-time friend. I read that again. Listen keenly. Those of you in the market, oh man, you put your radio volume up small so your friend will hear. I rally time market people, you put it. The yellow machine thing you've been hearing all over our own money. The president not told. The president come explain on side of the story. The president read letter to explain side of the story. You're listening to the president letter. Ha. Because I can be talking and say, oh, if I be lying on the president, so you're listening to the president who said talking. His side of the story. Right? Okay. You're listening to the president's side of the story. So, see, the president said, they initiated, say that whole yellow machine thing you're hearing, say it originated, right? Say it started from, right, a conversation. The president said that whole yellow machine thing you're hearing, the way it started, I hear a friend, ever same friend, way back old time friend, who supposed a old time friend that get plenty of money. Not knowing in the country, we know say Baga gets on a friend. I seen her somewhere, but you get plenty of money. The Baga old friend, way back friend. You got plenty of money. So Baga say, you only know all the things you're talking. The machine business start way by the time me and my old friend who get plenty of money were talking. So let's hear what they were talking. Right? Conversation between me and a long-time friend who shares a commitment. He said that a friend there, yeah, some gonna commitment. Say that his friend there, he get commitment, he get law for that thing. Blanca can be passing around and be talking, say arrest agenda. Say you arrest all the problem in the country, you arrest it. So Blanca say that his old time friend say he get law for that arrest agenda. So that how the whole yellow machine then start. And then say I get law for the arrest agenda. And then the next moment we see Blanca friend get full yellow machine on shape, it start coming to the country. See, so that lawful that ever send love Blanca and old rich friend then having. But will the time Blanca had that friend, I think time Blanca was here and you're suffering for electricity to your home, Costa had to do go for me in the pool. But Blanca still have old time friend that have money that could bring 285 pieces of yellow machine just on mutual agreement. You understand it? Let you know you're suffering, you don't get food to your home, nothing, but you get one rich friend saying, you know, where there he has a capacity to give you yellow machine, 285 pieces of yellow machine. For that rich man, but you say now you even get food to your home. Even coming to your house, somebody you gotta buy around the community, book gotta put money together and feed you and your grandchildren. Right? You understand? But as soon the community people make you now, the community people say, oh, man, man say that you the community chairman. Oh. Then the community people start seeing you now, you paying your hall. You putting LEC in your hall. You putting AC, doing all kind of things in your hall. Then the community people ask you, say, oh, man, but how come you not put the one in your, you say, oh, huh. I get one old time friend here myself talking, he say, the whole community chairman thing, you get law for it. So for that reason, you pay my hall over, and then you pull AC there. Then I was like, oh, but Malibu, you used to be here, you suffering, you get food to eat. Then your friend, I don't know, say you're living. Then I let her that the whole thing here. So you know it makes sense, right? That whole thing it ain't really makes sense. Two things. Alors, Malibu is lying to the people. Malibu stealing the country money, doing what the thing that he's doing, or the community money, or Malibu and her friend not do some kind of cocoa deals, some kind of thing in the community. Malibu not say to that friend or not tell the friend say can't take it. But before you take it, can't do the thing to my whole first. Say I the chairman, now you gotta do something for the people to know. Say oh, I chairman, so can't pay my whole, can't put in there. Then you can't take it. But the whole so don't know got to open our letting, not because the book and read it and put in e-book. So you got to take your own time, you break it down, you understand it for yourself. Everybody must understand it in their own area. So that how the whole yellow machine thing, I can say handling it. You say here a friend have conversation. A friend say, oh, I lay a arrest agenda. Then Paka to tell a friend say, oh, I lay a yellow machine. Then the friend just jump kuru, he send yellow machine. In the whole thing, Baka is the president. So Baka in that case is the chairman of the community. So Baka finish tell his old friend that abandoned him, that oh my old friend, we get yellow, we get Wologisi mountain here, we get other thing here. The way you get yellow machine that day and I in the country, the poor got to know say, oh, I'm the president, and you got to help me, oh. So the old friend send a yellow machine. That in the long run, the men will come and start taking our mineral and other things from the country. The deal is so clandestine to the extent Baka is afraid to even announce to us the thing that he agreed to give his old friend. The people will wreck their country. So Baka is scary. Baka know when he include that in his communication, right? When he includes that in his communication, Liberia will rise up. So he hiding it. And he send a secret letter to the people. May read the letter further. This friend was moved by the spirit of solidarity and a strong desire to participate in the implementation of what the arrest agenda. Because in president, this friend are abandoned when you're suffering, you get food to eat, nothing. Current people have to pull money together, get into hospital, and do all kind of things. Their friend abandoned him. But Baka said that his old friend, a long-term friend, that is able to gain 285 yellow machine, but that long-term friend is unable to help him when he was dying, and we have to come to his rescue. It makes sense to you? You are on the point of death. That your old time friend so rich, that old time friend could not help you. But that old time friend only see now to help you because you president, and the old time friend sent 285 yellow man. That thing makes sense to anybody? No. That thing not make sense. Baka lying. Baka is lying. This is criminal. The president is not supposed to be lying. The president lied. Mr. President, you can't lie to the country like this. This is too common for the president to be saying. The president say, the old time friend he's trying to reference a bond that date as far back, that's insurmountable, that stands for each other. So how come that old time friend did not stand for you when you're at the point of death? And another man who is not your old time friend but your rival had to come to your rescue and send young people like just tired and they carry you, they put you on plane, they take you to Southern Hospital, or you put wire inside your system to bring you back to life. And you sit down here, you be ungrateful and rude and disrespectful to this same man, and then the old time friend that neglected you go there, you're trying to give our natural resources or your thing to pay. And then the disbelief of many members of the legislature. So he's trying to be the president, trying to be rude to the legislature. And but you know what? The legislature is supposed to use their power. You see, they got enormous power. The constitution gives them enormous power to check and hold the president accountable. So the executive is being rude to the president. Whoever wrote this communication is trying to be rude to the legislature by this comment. So the disbelief of many members of the legislature and some in the public may be understandable, considering nothing on this massive scale has been done before based on trust and confidence in the leadership of the country, and certainly not in the last 6 years. You know why, Mr. President? And let me address this one. You know why, Mr. Baka? You know why everybody we are not believing this thing? Because this is the most stupid thing that ever happened in any governance cycle anywhere on the face of the earth. This is the most stupid, illiterate, and low-level operation by any government. And that is the reason why nobody cannot believe it. Even legislators cannot phantom. And even members of your ruling party who are legislators cannot phantom the fact that you, as president of the country, will enter in such a mafia operation and still claim to be, knowing of what you're doing. This is stupid. This has never happened ever. And the president admits that this thing here, say the level of corruption, the level of black deal, Black DNA can happen in government, right? And Baka is said come here to admit that this level of black deal has never happened in the country, and that's why all of you are surprised. Because black deals has been happening and going on in Liberia and in other government, right? But this skill and the magnitude of this black deal has never ever happened before. Oh yeah, who does this? Who posts 285 earth moving heavy power yellow machines on ship? Bring it to the country, say because trust. Waka, you really think they get human being in the warrior that trust you if you're not all presidency? I mean, the audacity to even think that somebody you're saying that you're suffering, your wife was selling cold water to feed you and things, right? And you're taking loan and things around you, you're on public records. So all these trusts did not manifest when you really needed them. We did not see these trusts around you. Mr. Cummins then had to surrender their resources to make you relevant, right? Mr. You then had to put money together to resuscitate your dying political career. But you still talking about trust. Don't you think this anything you are attracting now is because of the Liberian presidency? You think that because you back? Stop making things to appear like it's you, it's your personality. Your personality can get nothing for yourself, at least to talk about the country. The records are clear. And this is the issue. And this is the point for people to understand. So you have absolutely no strong contact, no strong personality that attracts a trust that is equal to a business person, right? Putting 285 pieces of yellow machines on sea and bringing to Liberia. What kind? Your records, your history, nothing shows or indicate this personality can attract this much. So it is a lie. It is a lie. Furthermore, the president said, Mr. Speaker, please note the following. One, negotiation phase. President is coming to explain. Oh, my old man, the president coming to explain the whole thing to you. Beginning with the negotiation. Negotiation phase. We are currently in the negotiation phase. Listen, the president is admitting. So currently, as he writes, we are currently in the negotiation phase. No formal agreement or contract has been signed with any party. No formal, that means no binding agreement. No, when you talk about this kind of agreement, say no formal, that means no agreement that binds either the supplier or the receiver, right? The giver or the taker, nothing bind. At that point, you don't reach there yet where somebody will start supplying and the other man will start receiving. No, it ain't reached there yet. Got the agreement, not formal yet. You're still talking off the record, negotiating and cutting the deals and talking about and bargaining. Bargaining is still on, unofficial. What you wish to get, what I wish to get in return, blah blah blah. I will have to do it, and furthermore, and no financial commitment has been made by the government of Liberia, and not a dime paid. Listen to this. No financial commitment has been made. That means Mr. Bwaka and his friend, all that talking, the talking, nobody not commit themselves to paying this amount of money or that amount of money. Anything about financial commitment, they can come in two ways, right? Fixed or asset. So you get the equipment. The equipment, the asset. That commitment. That money going inside. But the president said no financial commitment. Okay. Well, our money been paid. But yes, still, there are officials from his very executive mansion that are making requests to the legislature for some $84 million. But the president comes in a communication to the speaker saying, Mr. Speaker, we made no financial commitment, no deal, nothing, blah, blah, blah. See? This is a lying president. What else do you need to know that Mr. Baka is a shameless old liar? Two, No public funds utilized to date. No funds from the Liberian Treasury have been expended on this project. The first batch of equipment that arrived in the country was shipped at the supplier's expense. The GOL has not incurred any cost related to the transportation or acquisition of these machines. Now, now we ask the president, Mr. President, who then pay for the port fees? Who paid for all of that? Can LRA furnish us with the requisite tax and documentation or tariff? What is the LRA or the Freeport? Can they tell us that these people who brought these machines did pay all of the due revenue or taxes required to bring these kinds of things in? Can they tell us? Can they provide the facts and the evidence? Can they provide it for us? Since the presidency, this has come to the country at no cost to the country, fair enough. So now, anybody bringing things inside Liberia or taking it outside Liberia, the government of Liberia have taxes that the person must pay. Everything, even the storage, all of that. Now, so as these things are being kept to the EBK bar, who's paying for that? Under what arrangement that saw the machines being stored at the EBK barrack? My own man, it's simple to know, say the president is a liar, and the president has lied. The president say he got no formal arrangement. They think the government of Liberia not enter into any kind of arrangement with the people. They think is exclusively not in the government charge. The government not start dealing anything with them yet. But the government of Liberia goes to the Freeport, receives the material. The government of Liberia takes the material to the army barracks and store them there. So tell us now, Mr. President, what arrangement saw the machines being stored at the EBK barracks? Mr. President, this is not your republic. This is the Republic of Liberia. You are accountable to the Liberian people. If you fail to account, that is going to be, and that's going to be on your leadership. If you fail to account duly to the Liberian people and you think some people around you are making you to be arrogant and you're not account, Mr. President, we are just young people that are going to tell you exactly in your face, because you know what? Absolutely, we have nothing to lose. So we will brave the storm and tell you the facts, Mr. President. Mr. President, you are treading dangerously. Mr. President, you are giving our country to BMs and terrorists. Mr. President, apparently you may not be in the know of the details. You're calling somebody your friend who you do not know. You have no clue. You do not know this man. You've not seen this man before. You've not interacted with this man before. The strength of your interaction with this man does not span over 1 year or 2 years. No, Mr. President. You have no clue of this man. You do not know this man, and you cannot take responsibility for them, Mr. President. This man is a dangerous man. This man is on blacklist. This man is dealing with people, companies that are on blacklist, that have been supervised, that have been surveillance. You do not know, and you are pushing our country into that danger. And you come here writing letter and lie. We will keep the letter. We will keep this letter in our files, and we'll wait for the subsequent revelations. And you will see the kind Mr. President, you will build your own case for your removal. Sometimes, right? Or you will build your own case for your unpopularity, if you even have any. You already struggle for legitimacy, and then you're indulging into clandestine undertakings. When I waste our time on Mama Karen anymore, President Banga finished taking responsibility. Mama Karen take a leg. The only waste our time on our passing common black almost in the world. So, contingency for unsuccessful negotiations can fall. Should the negotiations fail to yield a mutually beneficial agreement? Should the negotiations fail to yield a mutually beneficial agreement, the supplier of these yellow machines that the Liberian people have already finished celebrating, right? Mr. President is telling the Speaker and members of the legislature that the supplier retains the right. Which right? Who gave him that right? Right? Under what arrangement that the supplier has got right now? Right? To reclaim the equipment. So Mr. President is saying the supplier now has the right to reclaim the equipment. He may choose to sell them within the Liberian market or export them. This ensures that the GOL is not financially burdened or contractually bound. Mr. President, we still have issues here. How do you allow and sign an agreement with the man and tell the man you can sell your equipment here, or if you can sell it here, and the man does not have any business, any formal business registration or business or the authority to do business in Liberia. So what arrangement giving the man all of that? But he said you don't get no agreement, formalized negotiation or discussion with the man. But he's still coming back and telling the man, say, the man has a right. You have given the man a right under some kind of arrangement that you have that you do not want to come clear with. That when this thing fails, you can sell it, the material here. So what happened to people who are duly paying taxes to sell yellow machines in the country? What happened to them? That's sabotage. How is he going to sabotage? Right? Fine. Legislative involvement. Legislative involvement. Listen to the president's view on that. We recognize and respect the role of the national legislature in ratification process. Once the negotiations are concluded and a formal agreement is being reached, we will promptly submit the necessary documents to the legislature for consideration slash ratification. At that point, we welcome any request for clarification or discussions to ensure the process remains transparent and accountable. Mr. President, you and your folks in the executive mansion listening to me now, you may feel and believe that you've outsmarted or or you've played smart and you've made your way by bypassing the law and putting the legislature and other patriotic people in this country that are calling for accountability, right? Putting them against the citizenry and making them to appear like they're against development or they're against rural development or rural working, all of that. But the record will have it that deal, this deal is bad, it's illegal, it's illicit. And the day that the consequences of such an arrangement starts to come, Mr. Barker, I'm not sure, yeah, you will live to tell the story. It'll be important so that your great friend, you sat them down, right? You put them down and then you'll be telling them that, oh, when I accidentally became president of this country, that when I did not even merit, when people didn't fool me, they carry me to some of BM and start taking machine and things happening and blah blah blah. The end of the story. This is bad. If you read from here, right here, you know that this president is a dictator. This president is a narcissist. This president is a man who is so demagoguery in his thoughts and in his beliefs. This president is reckless. This president does not care about the rule of law. This president does not care about the doctrine of separation of power, imbalances, and of course, coordinated functions of other branches of government that completes the setup that we have. The president does not care. The president is selfish. The president is all about himself. A president is prepared to violate the Constitution, violate the laws, the financial instruments to attain his personal desire, even if that desire will affect the country. Mr. President, this is what you have come up with. Mr. President, the process that have not reached a point of conclusion that have to see the legislature involved. How then do you permit the importation of 285 yellow machines into the country without anybody understanding the nature of the deal? And Mr. President, you still develop the audacity, eh? the clueless audacity to believe that this is the right thing to do and this is the right way to proceed. Mr. President, you still believe in your sense of in your world of illusion. You still believe that this is the smartest leadership that Liberia has always wanted. To stupidly indulge into an arrangement that see machines coming into the country without due process, without respect for the legislature, and you still come back believing that you're doing something in your head. You still think as an old man that this is the best your brain can process and deliver for Liberia. And you still believe somebody should take you seriously. Maintenance Zoom. Nothing's on you. No deal, nothing. But the president come and say, maintenance Zoom. Say you leave all that thing. Let's come back. Let me tell you small about the thing they're working on. Maintenance zones will be established in each county. The person is speaking with authority. But there's a same person that's saying the deal will fail and the man will carry a machine back. But the president has put work to action on establishing maintenance zone in each county. Each county will receive requisite numbers of machines for road construction and maintenance. This setup will guarantee this is nonsense. I'm not going to read it for this is nonsense. Why is the man playing with everybody like this? And you all sitting there and you think the only way. Listen, you have to make the president listen to you, the people. We must make the president wake up from his slumber and start to and begin to listen to us. In summary, there is no contract or agreement at this moment that requires legislative ratification. So everything we're doing, like gentlemen agree. Just say now we're doing gentlemen. You come to the country, you say you're coming to rescue and you bring gentlemen agreement. That's your best form of leadership for Liberia, gentlemen agreement. Like what was Yeni, they say, oh, we ain't got good leadership. We want leadership. We want democracy. We want this. You go to a dumb, empty-headed old man and the man come tell you he's running the country on gentlemen agreement. Can you imagine? Right? No, no ratification. We are committed to maintaining open lines of communication with the corruption. You're talking about that. So you want the people now to start doing, giving with him behind the scenes, so you pass yellow envelope around. Oh man, this is what you used to for the 2 years of stealing and pillaging and leeching on the space cover, and he wants to continue in that style. That's what he wants to do. We will engage the national legislature consistent with our laws. We appreciate their understanding, blah, 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 blah. Mr. President, your friends around the world read this communication and they laugh at you. You know why they laugh? They laugh because it is a caricature of stupidity and limitation. This communication only mimic a madman. So you see, that's what the president has to be careful how he deals because you're the president. And you have your counterparts, all the areas, they're following, they're watching, they're seeing what's happening in our country. Our friends are calling us and say, oh, I mean, what kind of letter your president wrote? So, but this is the embarrassment we have. Right? This is exactly what we have. Right? Okay, I mean, okay, trying to get, right? Trying to get out John Molly stuff. Okay, let me get it. I'm on what somebody tried to send it to me quick. Let me read it for you. Okay, so The number one saying what Barker said was stupid. A lot of people saying it was stupid. There's no problem if the president took a stupid decision. You say it was a stupid decision. You tell him you're only helping the president to do it better, to rectify the errors in it and make it sensible. It's simple. Some of you can understand. Some of you can understand. Simple. Okay, so let's get to work and bring you uh, this one here, right? Oh, we tell you say so now. A ranking member of the Liberian legislature, particularly the Senate, Amakone, wrote that in the wake of the president's communication. Okay, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to President Bakar for the communication the Senate received from him today concerning the yellow machines. We want to assure the president that his transparent and open communication is greatly valued. Nevertheless, his letter gives us more to reflect on. We must thoroughly examine the content of the president's letter. That's what's very important, which emphasizes the need for careful and thoughtful engagement with our friends and private individuals. So you see, Messi, that letter gives us an insightful and awakening that will guide us in our conduct or engagement with our friends and private individuals, particularly as what leaders on matters of national importance to prevent conflicts of interest. And you understand? So when you exploit your friendship, when people exploit their friendship with you while you're in public service, you will run yourself into what conflict of interest. And this is exactly what the president has done. And by doing so, you also, if you're careful or your private relationship in government and order, you will help yourself and save yourself the opportunity of unnecessary noise. Because of conflict of interest, that's why you're seeing all the noise around here about this thing. The letter also urges us to carefully consider the reasoning behind the possession of the machines at the Freeport of Monrovia. You see, the letter also helped us to know why the machines came at the Freeport of Monrovia and also at our military facility because the president said he owed time frame. So the reason you saw the machine being kept there is because of Mr. Barker's old time frame. So what compensates that? This is conflict of interest. Why Mr. Barker is allowing friendship to override the general and national interest of the country. Was that why he became president? Eh? Was that why he became president? Is that how the president is supposed to behave? Maneuvered by the government, led by a cabinet minister in the president's office, while negotiations are underway and the decision to store them at our national security facility, even though they are privately owned. A machine is for private individual. It's for not for government of Liberia. Government of Liberia has nothing to do with it or whatsoever, right? That private property. But under the arrangement, the other private property is so powerful that a minister from the president office has to go receive it, pass around with it in the city, and then they have to keep it nowhere but to the army people buy it. Can you imagine? Furthermore, it is crucial to address whether it is appropriate for the president to enter into informal agreements with a close associate on behalf of the nation. It's important to understand whether as president, as sitting president of the country, whether the constitution gives you the latitude, right, to enter informal agreement. Because the president said the arrangement not formal, but it's informal. But there is an arrangement, there is an agreement, right? Whether also you get the latitude under our laws as president to enter into informal agreement with your friends on behalf of the country. Because this informal agreement is seeing 285 machines coming for the country, into the country. And you are also setting up maintenance zone across the country for this, for a product out of an informal agreement. So you see, In order to bypass the rigor of our transparency requirements, the president treaded a path of informal arrangement. And in that informal arrangement now, he bypasses all of the laws to have his friend bring in these machines. Now the question also becomes, does the president have the right under the law to enter into informal agreement with friends or other people on behalf of the country? Because when you're president, you're not law unto yourself. Your attitudes and your conduct are guided by the law. And the president must be in the law or in line with the law. So Amara comes down further. You see, now, who is the friend? Mr. President? Why did Mr. President refuse to unveil the name of this credible friend, this reputable friend, this very rich and generous friend, this philanthropic? Why did Mr. Baka withheld the name of this philanthropic? Because Mr. Baka is afraid that when he declared that man's name, we will run the man. And when we run the man terrorist view will come out. The man money laundering history will come out. So you see they play the president carrying the country back. Who is the friend, Mr. President? Tell us the friend. Why are you hiding the friend? What's big about telling the country this very good friend? This man is a good friend to Liberia. He wants to help our rural work with no cost to us. Tell us, who is he? We all want to appreciate him. And what exactly is his relationship to the president? The president only said his old good friend. Beyond that, how come all along, as vice president, will you have this quality friendship? Nobody in the country knew it. So what is the extent of your friendship or your relationship with this friend? Understanding this is important for the transparency, good governance, and the president's anti-corruption agenda. Depending on how he handles the transactions, these yellow machines could define President Bwaka's legacy. I agree. And for me, these yellow machines are going to mark the beginning of Mr. Bwaka's fall. Put me on record. The process or processes of this yellow machine that you're playing with is going to mark the beginning of the end of Bwaka's leadership, of Bwaka government. This yellow machine took away Bwaka. His advisors don't seem to be helping him. Bwaka, Amara thinks Bwaka, your advisors are not helping you. They're leading you to danger. They're leading you to hell. We had a product, okay. And that concludes Amara's opinion about that. And that concludes Amara's opinions about that. Right? And that concludes Amara's opinion about that yellow machine issue. So let me go for what the former chief financier of the rescue mission, not the man who was the financial custodian or the ways and means man for the rescue mission that brought this calamity upon us that seeing the country going to the terrorists. John Malu writes, all esteemed rescue team, once you take custody, contrary to what the president said, the president won't get no formal agreement, blah, blah, blah. Message. John Malu said, this is the former rescue financier. Once you take custody, the risks and ownership have passed to you. That means, Bwaka. The fact that the country has taken custody of the yellow machine, so legally, the risks associated with that machine and the cost and burden, everything is on us as a country, contrary to what Bwaka said in his machine, that this is with no burden to the country. It is a lie. Right? There's a lie. Why can Uncle Joe simply say we made a mistake? John Malo is asking Mr. Bwaka to say, you know what, reading all these things, looking at it, it's clear that you made a mistake. Just tell the country that you made a mistake, apologize, and ask the legislature to regularize the situation. That's all the president should do in his mind. Regularizing such mistake is common in a democracy, but the truth must be established. This is done in the US through the Anti-Deficiency Act. Uncle Joe cannot believe the content of his letter is true and fair. When saying, even Joe Baka himself cannot believe, right? Cannot believe that the letter he wrote is true and is fair. This letter will send shockwaves internationally. Oh yeah, it has already started. As you cannot conduct government business based on friendship and gentleman's agreement. Oh, nowhere in the world you conduct government business on friendship and gentleman agreement on the record. It does not happen anywhere. And that's why when you saw Baka admitted in a letter that, yeah, I can see why all of you are surprised because they think I never happened in the country before. And yeah, this is why. Because there is nowhere in the world, not even the smallest of countries or the least democracy, that you conduct government business on the basis of friendship and gentleman agreement. So Baka, you have erred. You have erred. This is an error. Someone has, or someone has once again misled our dear and beloved. That one is for you, that you're dear and beloved. The old men are putting the country in hell. You can't call him dear and beloved. But the men deserve it. He said unselfish people are using him and misleading him, and we are in this mess. Here is the simple fact. A Liberian government official took ownership from the port, transported yellow machines from the NPA, and packed them in your garage, military barracks. Liberia is 100% on the hook for this transaction. Liberia is 100% on the hook for this transaction. This is simple accounting 101. Blah, blah, blah. Those of you that are accounting. This letter puts the government in a bad light. I am now even more annoyed that the government has struggled to bring to power and collected resources from people from, and collected people contribution and brought this man to power, that this government will be indulging into this criminal act in this form and manner, and the president will be writing such a childish letter to the legislature in justification. Government operation must be separate from friendship and gentleman agreements. All these risks of corruption and lack of accountability, Uncle Joe must act and punish the wrongdoers. Folks, very shortly, we go to our Freedom Card giveaway. People can start to tell you exactly who are the winners and how much they are moving away with. Now, let's do what the church said. Even the church. Even the church is concerned. The Liberal Council of Churches exposed President Bwaka and legislature leakage. It reads further, outlines corruption, willful non-adherence to rule of law. The Liberal Council of Churches has once again released a damning report of the Joseph Bwaka's government exposing 5 critical leakages of the administration. And in the statement from the LCC signed by its president, Reverend Dr. Samuel B. Reeves, a staunch supporter and campaigner for Bwaka. So who are you out there? The council states that despite the Unity Party government is relatively 6 months, yet there were critical conditions which continue to affect the country since the inception of the Bwaka-led administration. The LCC, in its situation report, an assessment of the Bwaka's regime raised concerns over the poor handling of the B Mountain purchase. The LCC calls President Bwaka's attention that Its investigation findings reveal that those 5 citizens protesting for their rights against bad labor practices by the management of the Bee Mountain in Grand Cape Mount County were gunned down by officers of the Liberia National Police in cold blood, and as such, the police cannot investigate itself because of its role in the protest. Yet, its findings have not been adhered to. The LCC said that 5 people, the government lies said that 3. The LCC believe the police, right? Let's go. The Liberal Council of Churches reveals that the very police, I want to end with that and come to the next. On the issue of tenure position, the LCC, the Council of Churches, stated that the formation of tenure position, which became the order of the day during the late part of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, sought to strengthen the independence of these institutions in carrying out their job without political interference and to uphold good governance amidst best international standards, stressing that tenure positions worldwide is a key governance issue, especially in the public policy school of thought, and it provides a clear understanding of fairness and objectivity. However, since the inception of the Barker-led administration, those occupying tenure positions have been constantly harassed and intimidated without any semblance of respect to the rule of law governing these positions. So, folks, we come here, we tell you the violations of our laws and the abuse of our constitution by Mr. Barker and his gangsters. We just do not see them because we dislike Mr. Barker. But these are facts. They have been documented. And not only the LCC, by the end of the year, the reports that will come on this government, right? You yourself will be scared to identify yourself. Ministers in the government will hide themselves in public places because the magnitude of violations, the magnitude of human rights abuses, the magnitude of constitutional violations, and the flagrant disregard of people's rights and all of that, the abuse of power that's happening in this government will overwhelm you, and you will have no face in public gathering. You will have absolutely no face in public gathering, right? You will have absolutely no face in public gathering. On the issues of arbitrary killing of citizens by security personnel, since Barker became president, his security people just taking guns, shooting, killing people all over the place. Barker has done absolutely nothing. The LCC also raised that in their concern. So our friends up Benson Street, you have to take cognizance. The Council of Churches remain committed to working with government to ensure that our peace and stability is protected for the good of our nation, blah, 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 and all of that. A build for the rule of law, disregard for the rule of law in the handling of contracts and all that. This is the Council of Churches speaking. This is not Abu, this is not Austin, this is not Kain, neither is this A.B. Wayne. This is the magnitude of Barker's abuse of power. Disrespect for the Constitution has reached boiling point, and everybody is getting concerned. The church, the mosque. The mosque is not talking because Barker gave job to our leaders in the mosque. So we hope the mosque will go and have fresh election and change these politicians. It's simple. Nobody should stop anybody from getting job, from serving their country. If the chief imam is not working in the government, the Imam Council must go to election and let the chief imam go do a political work, because we do not want the chief imam being mixed with politics. And when the chief imam needs to talk, but his boss is there, he will not talk. So the chief imam should recuse himself and subject the Imam Council to election. Right? And the Imam Council will go and have election, and new Imam Council will be there, and these people will be there to checkmate government. But the man can be inside the government to some extent. You got to understand that. So I see some of you like Cry is a very, very ideological man and stuff. But right now, Cry working for government. So you can understand. So let's leave Cry, let's put somebody else there. Then you go to the Muslim Council people, put so it makes it difficult. So what you see, I've not read anything from the council, but they see and they listen to all these abuses and, of course, violations in the country. They see them, they hear about them, they read them, but they're not saying anything. This is the reason why they say separate the religion from government. They start taking jobs in the government, then not problem. So yes, the president is a dictator. The president is a liar. He has lied. Everybody's shame for him. Even people who work to bring him to president, the people shame for him now. So this is what you have, folks. This is exactly what you have. So let's go and see what's happening with our Freedom Cash giveaway for $4,000 up for grab. And so we have winners here already. Let's speak to some of these winners, and then we can move to the phone lines and entertain comments on this, and transition to something else. But let's talk with our winners here on the Freedom Cash giveaway. $4,000 up for grab. Lots of winners here already. So let's call the first batch of winners. Let's speak with the first batch of winners. This is 886 375. Yes. Okay. So yeah, my man. Yeah. Yo, you come to church, yo. Yeah, come to that. People are me. Hey, everybody know Reverend Reeves publicly campaigning for black lives. Publicly, never. And in his sermon, he be preaching against the government thing, right? So you see now, the point at which I only my probably Bishop Kotu in one talk, but then when you're talking, you still fun to me. So I read the memo. The man say, the same energy you put in Bishop. I said, listen to Bishop Kotu Brown. So Bishop Kotu Brown say, he won't blast a man. You know a man misbehaving. He say, the same energy he put in the road. What kind of energy the man put in the road, Bishop Brown? $22.4 million wasted on what road? Let's talk to our Freedom Cat people. Hello, good morning. Good morning. This is Freedom FM. My name is Abu. How are you? What's your name? Elizabeth? Yeah, Elizabeth Cole. Did you play our Freedom Cash giveaway this morning? Okay, so have you received a message? Okay, so you won $4,000. How do you feel? Okay, this is your first time winning? Okay, so now you believe the process, right? But before you started thinking you were Tony, right? So when your 4,000 landed money, your whole thought changed. And she laughed. Congratulations. And let's move to the next caller. I mean, the next winner. Let's call the next winner quickly. Our phone. I'm not announced number. I remember more easy to go one time. Okay, yeah, we must go your talk. I think yeah, the other option too. So we probably see the church talking. So some of you are seeing that. I didn't say, oh, this, that, that's it. Eh? The one won't call the yellow machine. The yellow machine, the one call it. Who will speak to a Baka is lying. The whole country will know that Baka is a lie. That's the goal. Okay. So let's call the next winner. Let's call the phone is ringing. And then we go to the third. Uh, let's see if the phone is ringing. Okay, this person has not. But whatever the case, you already have your. If this was the jackpot or other thing, then maybe you'll miss it. But right now, your money already in your phone. So whether you pick or not, you got your money. Whether you pick or not, you have your money. Let's call the third winner. Okay, the third or five. One did not pick. One phone is off, and let's call the third. Okay. Uh, uh, go to that. Okay, let's go to there. We're giving $4,000 star 799 hash. So even as I'm calling the people now, you just be playing and winning, taking money, taking more money. Hello, good morning.
Mommy, how are you?
Good morning, I'm fine. This is Abu, and of course, I'm calling from Freedom FM.
Freedom FM. Thank you very much for presenting me 4,000 in the morning.
Okay, so we presented you 4,000. How do you feel?
Oh, very well. In fact, I'm going to every time
Hmm.
program. This is very good for Liberians.
Okay. Is this your first time playing and winning?
I was like discouraged. I played more than 8 times, and this morning I just gave my prayer to God. I said, this time around, God, give me approval. And my prayer was answered.
And now you believe it.
I believe it. Thank you very much for the program.
Thank you very kindly. Congratulations. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next winner. It is important that when people are in the process, they get to believe it. And this is the essence of why we will pause our conversation and call, so that a lot of you out there thinking that, we will not get ourselves involved with things that are not real. No, we will not do that. So that's what we are calling the people. But whether we call you or not, your money tomorrow. But it's very important that we call for you to understand that this is real and people are winning. So let's call the. What happened to your phone this morning? What happened to your phone this morning? Eh? Okay, so yeah, folks. So that's what it is, right? And so is the yellow machine conversation. And so let me tie in the stuff, and then we open the phone lines and hear from you all out there on this. Viewers, the way you have to address or approach this whole yellow machine conversation is from a backdrop of accountability and transparency. I know we all yearn for development, but we cannot get development on the back of criminality. It has a way of haunting the country and bringing the country down. Mr. Baga is president for only 6 years, nothing more, right? Mr. Baga is president for only 6 years and nothing more. And after that 6 years, Mr. Baga is gone. So if you sit down and allow the country to be corrupted because of that, then there is a problem. Now, let me play this video.
Let it be clear. The VIP law is accessible to President Weah. He's a former president and has access to the VIP law.
You see, the guys are creating a lot of scenes to distract Liberians a bit from the wanton power abuse and reckless, manner and form in which the government is proceeding. The government that has failed to live up to its own promises of increasing civil servant salaries and making their lives better. The civil servants are planning to protest all across the country. Health workers, physicians, assistants, and all of those are because those were the conversations they had with the people. They're going to increase the salary and all of that. So because the government is failing at that, government wants to create a room to create, to paint a picture as though the opposition, particularly the CDC and President Weah, is creating, an ungovernable environment. This is the goal. A responsible police authority that recognizes that The former president, who is now a politician in the country, is coming to the country and seek to do responsible, and orderly law enforcement. The CDC issued a statement. The Secretary General of the party issued and posted on social media and shared with the general media that the president was coming to the country and they were encouraging their supporters to go there. If you meant well to ensure security and all of that, because your own risk assessment or security assessment have informed you that there will be, noise or whatever, what stopped you from engaging the protocol around the president's arrival or return and all that to work hand in hand with the organizers or the party? But no, you left it. When the people are gone by themselves and all of that, then you you jump from your office. If to say that some bad thing happening, and suddenly you all went there to create scene, to provoke the followers and supporters of the CDC, and create scene to justify your ill intention of making Mr. Weir to look as if to say he is a problem when he is not. But like how Judge Weir continue to play leadership, even when he's not president, the man continue to shoulder the responsibility of the peace and stability of Liberia. Why, as former president? The number one man in this country that talks about peace and tranquility and the protection of our peace has been Judge Weir since the transfer of power. Waka has never cared. Wakai and his cohorts of gangsters in government have always orchestrated means and plans to push our country into instability. When the EPS director, I don't know who spoke to him, he started putting himself together. When he started to be very, very reckless and useless, and started issuing all kinds of statements and giving commands to doing all kinds of things. And when the former vice president was attacked, and he was investigating the process, and when even withdrew state security from these people and left them vulnerable. What did we saw? We saw the former vice president got attacked and all that. We saw the dismissal, the mass dismissal of people with guns, put them in the street so they will go cross on the culture and say, oh, these are seditions, blah, 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 blah. This is bad, Mr. Barker. You are the president. You take responsibility for anything, everything that happened in this country. Anything that happened in Liberia now goes on your record. Goes on your record. And that's why Amar said your advisors are advising you wrongly. They're misleading. And I agree that they're misleading you because they're not advising you in ways that protect your legacy. They're not advising you in ways that ensure that you leave a mark that will be exemplary. Mr. Parker, you'll be the easier thing for anybody to forget. Liberians cannot wait to have you out of our presidency, that we have no dealing with you anymore. Because nothing about you is exemplary. Stealing is happening. Stealing in the government is happening on an industrial scale. Rudeness, disrespect, right? Arrogance. I mean, not respecting the rule of law, not respecting the PPCC, the public financial management law of the country. You're violating everything. So everything happening in your country. Wanton killing of innocent people by security personnel is happening at the highest level in the country. Breakdown in the rule of law, everything. Since you became president, we're going to 8 months now. The only thing you can show as a major development is the cell phone charging booth. Agregor Como entered into some kind of agreement with Lebanese friends and took money from them. The cell phone charging booth, they say you're paying 35,000 after that. And you went there shamelessly. You didn't dedicate that. Besides that, you're not booking ground for anything. Before you break ground, you must have commitment. You've not gotten commitment for anything tangible in the country. That's why we've not seen you booking ground for anything tangible. 8 months into your leadership, and all you do is wish home. What happened Saturday at the airport It's unacceptable. The army, those in charge of the army, like I said earlier, and I'll reiterate, and those in charge of the army, let me let you know, our AFL was disbanded and rebranded, and millions of taxpayers' money, including the Americans, were put into that army to make it professional and a force for good, not a partisan army. We are you condemned for 6 years? Never. The only time we saw the army came outside, right, was to intervene into an epidemic, the coronavirus, to help with movement of logistics and other things, and to mine our borders, to beef up manpower in mining our border to regulate the movement of people because it was a contact disease. That was an epidemic, a national emergency. It justified for the army to come outside. The only time you saw our army outside was when they needed to intervene into road infrastructure work. The engineering battalion, we saw them do what? Along the Tubman Boulevard, construct our sidewalk. This is when we saw the army outside intervening into civil duties or helping civil authorities to achieve some goals for the country or the people. This is how civilized the army was ran under George Weah. Waka today, we are seeing the army get involved with politics. Waka today, we are seeing the army being the custodian of a black deal yellow machine that nobody understands how it came, how it, under what arrangement. The army, all the installations in the country, all the area, the cell of public warehouse installations all across. No, public can keep it, but at the army, they get private areas in here that people can go rent and put it there. The army, how is the army getting involved into it? Can the army explain when the facts come out and the links are established and this is a terrorist finance process? Where will our army be standing? What voice will you have? Why did he allow this to happen? And the former president, the political opponent of the sitting president, is coming to the country, and you, the high command of the army, deploy men at the airport with arms to intimidate and frighten supporters of George Weah. You think that was right? When we say the country is now run properly, this is what we are talking about. Now a day we saw even the ERU people go to Bwaka somewhere, they go stand there to muzzle supporters of Bwaka or what have you. No, we saw police people assigned to Bwaka providing maximum for all of his events. So you see, the difference between Bwaka and we are is so clear that any sensible man will see and know. But the only reason people don't understand it is because some of them are in government and they are depending on government for survival. Folks, I'm going to go to the phone lines and pick calls on these. You see, some of the people Bwaka get jobs to, they do not deserve it. They do not qualify for it. But by some, they say some of them that are friends with, so people say, oh, can't talk. Even though me, I've not fallen for all that friend thing. I hope people, I mean, about everybody by the same standard. Because in government, you have to deliver, and the same requirements that people say others should have before coming in government, you don't have it. I judge you by that. So there is this disorganized kid from the Bannerville area there. He gave some work to Ministry of Mines. And since he got there, he has no technical contribution to the job that he has been assigned. So he has looked all over, and because he's not schooled in it, he has no orientation in it. He does not understand how mining works. He does not understand how the whole industry is structured, how it sits. He does not understand how to extract anything. He does not understand. He cannot proffer any innovative strategy to the office to to upgrade or or if you mean bring office up to vibrancy. So the young man, all he does now is to be on social media insulting everybody and honor people, life people, and, because a busy man, a busy minister or assistant minister who has purpose and knows their purpose and who has something to contribute, will be very busy with their tasks, then spending time on social media, commenting on all the posts and every post. That is a justification of how unqualified and incompetent that kid is. And you see, so there's a clear example. So because the young man has no clue, the young man has no understanding, no capacity, the young man sits in the office all day, the ACO, blah, blah, bring technical things around him, no contribution. Oh, yeah, gentlemen. So say one, so say, oh, just been there. So from idol worshiping in the cycle of the United Party and the ministry to now Facebook, what? Sabbath Fighter will took you from your whatever and made you a minister in the country. And all you think they have made you now is to be Sabbath Fighter for the government, to be on social media fighting for government. Folks, we're in mess. We're in complete mess. Right? And the same fools that were here insulting people are the ones telling people how to have their conversation. Those fools that use insults and disrespect to get public relevance. Right? They fools that have absolutely nothing. Only because they will call all the talk shows and call Mr. Weir names, call his family names, call his mom, his wife, his children names that attracted them to boycott. The standard for recognition in Boycott's kingdom is abusing Weir and his family. And that's how you see he has appointed all of them. All of them who stood out in insulting, careless about their background, their training, their qualification, their connect, their capacity. They care less. But once the record shows that you were insulting Weir every morning, every afternoon, and every evening on different radio platforms, you're good. You saw Mr. Barker send his legal advisor to provide justification and withdrew a lawsuit against a man only because that man was insulting Weir on his podcast. And you come here to tell us how to have our conversation. You come here, do you have, I can dignify that man. This platform is so reverent. I cannot dignify that man until that man develop the capacity. The fact that the kid will just move to attaching to himself HOR or HON and forcing himself in that bracket tells you how he is overwhelmed by inferiority complex. He thinks inferior of himself. He knows he's not there. So he's trying to create an impression that he is an honorable man. It's not. People earn these things. Any human being you see, like some people, yeah, John, once you mean that they call it ambassador. They put ambassador even at it's equal to impersonation. So a young man who does not understand his purpose, impersonate in the public space to be who he is not, where he has not reached, where he has not gotten to. That the kind of man should be telling you standard. Eh? And you see how funny it can be. Yeah, waste your time when they begin. That's stupid begin. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 086 500 104 plus 231 186 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live. Let's hear from the people of this country on what they think and what they make of the conversation, plus other issues, of course. Yes. So the issue is that we are exposing back, and we are not going to stop. Nobody in this country has the capacity to stop us from doing the job we do for our country. Nobody. Not anyone. Why can't you say the thing? As soon as I leave, they stay here. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. But what did you know about it? Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Thank God the country said realizing. Everybody realizing. The church, the mock, the traditional people. Everybody getting to realize. Good morning. Fine, let's hear you. Mhm. Say you don't want variety here. The man won't be your borrowing some time. But I think the man say he will pay your borrow some time. Thank you, yo. You ain't want borrow some time. Hello, good morning. Uh, uh, hello, good morning. Yeah, I'm fine. Right there won't be able to borrow some time. They say they want to go ahead, my brother. Hey, Johnson, you gotta put life in your voice. I'm sorry. Hello, good morning. Everybody's talking to get on the line. Get on the line. Talking to. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much. The president said he has no idea to govern, so he's using gentleman agreement to run the country. Let's talk to Siafa Jeneka. Good morning.
Good morning. I will take some of your position. Good morning, sir. But I think people rise up. We think the issue of every this president is the president of peace. That is why the politician that you have in a
And you mean who is the president of peace?
President George Weah is the president of peace. That's why the team calling out about that. But they thought that the president was doing that they are so for freedom of all of the council. They are answering that the president has They started to think to be like the people of the world. They will describe Liberia was developed, but we want development in a way that the people will because the government they go they depend thank you for what I
Thank you very much. God's help.
yes, this morning like this morning. I live in a that people exposed to this. Somebody is the president is for being very complicated. That is not what the is selfish and no one will hide or no one will say it is very and lack of family or selfish because this high level other years of experience and we expected of what the president is because the need and the something like it's before
Hmm.
so they are how the focus is the religion what the president is our house that has power
In Kenya, the people did not sit down to wait for a legislature in everything. The people acted, and the government is making the necessary reform to meet the demands of the people.
that's it that is because Gideon and the people in Gideon or let's say from Gideon has a different mindset governance has a different like you and so it was not saying that what is only Gideon or the people not saying Gideon like you don't have to put up that we have our
Okay,
ways and we
all right.
okay
Thank you very much. So yeah, so let's. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Okay, good morning.
yeah good morning how do you come to
I'm fine. Mark Come, if the caller come clearer, please let me know. Go ahead, my friend.
is it freedom
This is freedom. Go ahead. You're live.
all right well I just want to say thank you for this morning this country is Nigeria and any government any town here in Asia or in Japan about constant Nigeria.
I agree with you 100%. And we must all be treated as Liberians.
I'm Nigerian.
And the government must respect. And the government must respect everybody.
I respect Trinity as well.
Okay.
But then on the other side,
Mhm.
those who want to fight for a job, they have that created their own. But you know, certain people that say you don't follow the party, they are not recognized. Don't say how to finish it. And if you may enter the country on the other side, they have to know where who send those materials in the country. It should be a way out to put it shit. And the country more where those materials so that you cannot play and bring them for the citizen tomorrow. So thank you for the story point.
Thank you very kindly. And so let's go to the WhatsApp and speak with some of our friends on this. Hello, good morning. Yeah, come in. Let me connect you to the speaker. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, you are. Go ahead. You call it procedure error. This is not procedure. This is a deliberate attempt to usurp the laws of the country for personal benefit. Non-procedural error. They deliberately bypass everything. Okay. Thank you very kindly. So let's take this person. Good morning. Morning. Sure. This is Freedom FM. Let's hear you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good morning. Morning. Where he told you that one? Where you Uzi, you think you come in? You think you just come in say something and then you pass like that and go? Where? Where's the reference to that? Where? Where did the man? No. But you gotta tell me where he said it now, so people will know where. On his page. Where now? Where he said it on radio? Yeah. Yeah. So where he had that interview? No. If he not, then I'll have to let you go because you can't provide misinformation. No. You said the man said nobody should go at the airport. So I'm asking you where the president said nobody should go at the airport to receive him. That's what I'm saying. That's not true. I'm not in the know of that. So you have to tell us where the president told Sedition to stay home and nobody should go to the airport to welcome him. No, you're lying, man. I mean, sorry. Yeah, I have to let you go. Because every man interview, say the man interview, I had an interview with Spoon. He had an interview with this, with that. It's simple. But because you do not have reference to what you're saying, so that's what you're saying. Hello, good morning. Go ahead, my brother. Yeah. So okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And to not respond to provocations. All right, thank you, my brother. That man won't play politics, and so here's what the political party that Mr. Weir serves as the political leader for, the Secretary General of the party, before the arrival of the president, released this statement. Say all current and former lawmakers, National Executive Committee members, party stalwarts, and well-wishers are asked to be at the RRA and receive the political leader, His Excellency George M. Weah, at 3 p.m. Saturday, July 13, 2024. So, Usim, where are you getting the other one from? There will be no official event given the length. I mean, normally, the way now the president comes and say, oh, let's go to the party headquarters, have a program. Say, no, no, no. The party said there will be no official event given the length of his travel. However, there will be a convoy accompanying him to his home, as other programs are expected to be organized subsequently while he's in town. The CDC remains grateful to God for the successes that accompany his travels. We are thankful for his safe arrival. This is what the party issue. So where is the UP people coming from with their lies? Why are people associated with Union Party like lying? Ben? Hello, good morning. Mo- Mhm. Forget about them. And now what the president said. He went to provoke. They went to provoke and intimidate, thinking they have the mindset that citizens are arrogant, they're violent, so as soon as then they will want to react. Then when they react, then they'll take advantage of it. That's exactly what he went to do. The, the government is a stupid government. But what did that to approve now? Nothing. The man say he sent nothing to the people here. They put him away when he finish passing around. Then when he gets on it, you send it to them. My man, my man Hassan Kia will get a job now, so they have forget about that other one. Yeah, see your man on that. Thank you. Amos. Let's hear Amos Morris. Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine, brother. Go ahead. That's correct. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, Amos. Thank you, Amos. Well said, well said. Thank you very much. And so we'll take two more calls and then we call it a day. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead, let's hear you. Thank you very much. And so, okay, so thank you very kindly, and then we will take the final call, and then we can call it a day because time is fast spent. The Freedom Cash giveaway uh, has ended, so we have our winners. There are multiples. Let me take this last caller here. Hello, good morning. Fine, let's hear you. Go ahead. Mhm. Thank you very much. So yeah, folks, this is exactly what it is. But let me say one last thing, and then you know what was demonstrated over the weekend by former President Weah has gone to establish that, like one of the callers said, that he is the custodian of the peace we enjoy. God first, the relative stability that we are enjoying. It is clear from all indication that Weah is investing more in keeping the country peaceful and stable than the man who is the president of the country. That is the most troubling. And Weah remains the custodian of the peace that we all enjoy. And all of you out there will only have to keep praying. And I know very well that this is Weah's nature. That man will never be violent, right? That Weah must always be there because Wakai has demonstrated the inability to keep the country together. No, if Weah was like Waka, and then you have the Waka kind as president, there will be turmoil in Nigeria, right? If Weah was misusing his popularity, his God-given popularity, and his the love the people have for him, Weah will be using the popularity at his own benefit. and that will see the country go to chaos. Because the provocations are enormous. They're too much. Imagine the suppression, the humiliation, and the disrespect. For every time this man has the chance to speak, they may call his supporters, look, please do not respond to provocations. Let's maintain the peace. Let's protect the peace. The president, who is the president now, has not uttered a word of harmony, peace, and tranquility in the land. But he sends his ministers and his directors to take wishful decisions, right? Witch hunting decisions, decisions that have the proclivity to push people on the street. President taking those what folks. Not bad. Let's hold our heart. We're different kind of people in our nature, different from the king or the South Africa or wherever you want to compare to. Our natures are different, and the way we respond to things are different as well. So we can, just say this is the life. But I know every human nature, if you push them to the last degree, they have a way of responding. Let's hope this president, this government can find himself. So, like Reverend Reeves and other people have started talking, I hope they can visit with him to set him down and teach him senses and save him from the entrapment. What guy is entrapped? The social media power hunters around Baka. They playing medicine on each other already, all in that executive mansion. They playing medicine on each other. So they doing it to each other, they quitting all that. So the country is in mess. And then somebody said, the president said you are prepared to dance with the devil and do with the devil. So when people are doing devilish things, you're not surprised. The folks were in trouble. We must all pray that Mr. Weir must continue to be peaceful, and I like how Mr. Weir is taking in good strides all of that. But lastly, and this is my message to the CDC as the major opposition political party in the country. I remain vibrant, talking. ANC and other people, they're not talking. When they start talking, then people will talk to them. But the CDC must take leadership. Even in opposition, you can take leadership. How? You see, it is clear and evident that the government and the president has not acted rightly in this yellow machine issue, and it is a public notice. Everybody has agreed that these are documented, documented violation of our laws in the country, and nobody, if the government has failed to uphold the laws, the opposition must keep the government feet to the fire to do so. Now, what I would want the CDC to do, my recommendation to President, we are now that you are in the country, Mr. President, for the sake of this country, for the sake of the investment you've made in the people of this country, in the life of this country, in the capacity development of this country. There is no better record, singular human being that has invested so much in this country in terms of developing the human capacity, in terms of developing the human beings themselves, instead of investing in the country's reputation, the country's global image. So, for the sake of all those sacrifices that you have made for Liberia, Mr. President, Mr. Former President, you are now a full-fledged political leader and political actor in our land, a voice through which the masses' voices will be elevated. That is a platform. Mr. Former President, this government is not listening to government. Mr. Former President, this is all we want you to do. The President, you can assemble. I am recommending to you to assemble your executive committee of the CDC on a day, a fateful day. This is not protest. This is not demonstration. To assemble your executive committee and party staffs to march or to move or to draft to the Capitol building where the people's representatives are. I don't say nobody, we should be there. Move to the Capitol building and speak to your party representatives and senators. Summon your party caucus right in front of the Capitol building with the media person, everybody, and make your first public conversation. This one must not be held at the party headquarters. No. As a party, as a political institution standing for the masses and seeing the clear violations in this thing and the abuse of our constitution, move to the Capitol building and assemble your party officials, your representatives, and your senator, the party caucus. Line up and give a mandate. First of all, I appreciate the president know what he will do, but I think the president should do that, right? Because these people are disrespectful, they're not listening, they're not feeling the vibration, they're not understanding the environment. They say when you're in the ring dancing with a blind man, you have to touch them a little bit. And this is a non-violent approach. March that. Party caucus, they come out. Mr. Caucus Chair and members of the CDC Legislative Caucus, I applaud your courage and everything you're doing and the quality of representation you're providing for our people. Our people have unanswered desire. Government after government have not achieved upon most of these things, to include roads, particularly roads. We all crave for a day where our road problem will be solved. And we welcome every constructive effort to addressing the rural infrastructure deficit of our country by whatever government. But we are taking it back by undertakings or arrangements and agreements that are not in keeping with the laws of our country, and you are lawmakers. We have come here this morning or this afternoon to remind you that we, your constituents, we are watching you, and we want to see the law take its course in the process of these yellow machines that were brought in the country. There are laws in the procedure. Everything is take them. And by virtue of my capacity and in my name and as the political leader of the CDC and former president of the Republic, I am giving the government of Liberia a 72-hour ultimatum to come clean and clear with the yellow machine conversation or the yellow machine deals. 72 hours. If nothing tangible is said and done about the yellow machine, we will announce a nationwide protest to seek answers. Pack your boat, pack your boat, and you go. Oh yes, you owe it to the country, Mr. President. We look up to you. The people look up to you, dog. This, when that is done, this unserious government will know that they are not dancing in a ring all by themselves. That there are people there they're accountable to. This unserious government will see the need to be serious and responsible. And when Mr. President and his party leaders have achieved that, they go back and we all start watching the clock. And you see how the government proceed. They will come, they will come with full disclosure. Then we begin the process from there. Imagine a CDC threatening a nationwide protest from the former president and the political leader of the CDC now. See, let me see. And Mr. Bugger is insensitive and unserious. Let me see whether you stay with me on serious. You think you are heading the government, but there's somebody that heading the people. That's what you don't understand. They may move the people. You're moving the government. That government boy, you can get instructions from. Let's do it that way. Let's or else we sit down and see our country go down the drain. Folks, that's all the time we have to be here. We have to go home. My name is Abu Sharif. Until we meet tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye bye.